Hello and welcome to the March EveryDollar projected budget. I thought I would start sharing my budgets. I've been a little bit hesitant to do this just because I know people can be really judgmental. But then I decided if I can help someone out, maybe there's a single parent out there just starting out or needs to know how to budget or how other single parents budget, I thought, you know what, maybe I can help someone. So this is my March projected budget. I do use the EveryDollar app or software program from Dave Ramsey. I do use the free version. The paid version is great. It's just not something I feel I need. By manually entering my transactions, it really makes me stop and think about what I'm spending and where I'm spending my money. So I do have my income blocked out just for a little bit of privacy reasons. I do have income from my job. My oldest kids reimburse me for their portion of our cell phone bill, and I do receive child support every month. My child support was recently just cut in half. My ex-husband is not working at this time. When he does go back to work, that will go back up. But for now, we're just making it work. So let's get into it. So I do, for the most part, follow the Dave Ramsey plan. You're going to see some things in here that diehard Dave Ramsey fans would say, you know, you need to remove that for your budget. You need to be focusing just on debt repayment. You wouldn't have vacations or cable. After being a single parent for 15 years, I do what works for best for my family. We've fine-tuned and tweaked our budget, and we've removed and gone without for so long that these are the things that just work for us. And you pretty much have to do that same thing for your family. So I do use the sinking fund method. That is just saving up for upcoming expenses that we know are going to happen. That way we're not blindsided when Christmas comes around. We obviously know when it's coming. It happens the same time every year. I don't have credit cards, so it's a cash-based system only. If we don't have the cash for it, it's not happening. So getting into the budget, for my sinking funds, I do have my $1,000 emergency fund set aside. That does not get touched unless it is a true emergency. Needing to get your roots touched up on your hair is not an emergency. The car breaking down and needing repairs when it's your only form of transportation, that is an emergency. Christmas, I'm putting aside $25 this month. Back to school gets $25. Vacation and camping, $25. Now, we don't take extravagant vacations. We are going on a camping road trip this summer. We are tent camping it. We did the same thing last summer. It's a ton of fun, super inexpensive, and a great way to bond as a family. Auto repair and maintenance, $10. Birthdays and holidays are getting $20. And this is any holidays other than Christmas, like Valentine's, Easter, that type of thing. Our Amazon and Costco renewals are done once a year. Our Amazon comes out in February, so that just came out this last month. My Costco renewal is due in March, so it's $120, and I have that already in there. Medical, human, and pets. This is to cover any doctor's visits, that type of thing, for me or for the animals. My kids have insurance through their dad. I unfortunately don't have health insurance. I fall through a crack in the new system. And because of the way that my ex-husband and I claim our children for taxes, and the fact that they have insurance coverage, the system doesn't work to get me coverage that's affordable. I could get insurance coverage, but we would have to live in our car. So my daughter is a high school cheerleader, and we have to pay for next year's school season before this school season is over. The overall cost of cheer is about $1,200. It's extremely expensive, but totally worth it. This is her last year. She'll be a senior next year. We do some fundraising, and my ex-husband does have to pay about half of the cheer cost, but I did have a little trouble collecting that from him last year, so to be on the safe side, I am putting that money aside this year. And then my youngest son is going to be in high school next year, and he's going to be doing FFA, so those expenses will start up as soon as school starts. So I am starting to set aside that money now. My two oldest children did FFA, so I'm really familiar with what the various expenses are and activities. I am going, after I said we don't go on extravagant vacations, I am going on a cruise in September of 2019. The cruise itself was a gift from my parents. My mom and I are going, and the cruise and excursions are completely covered. I just need some spending money, so I'm just throwing random change in here for now. This obviously is not a priority for me right now. It's a full year and a half away. Graduation in college. My daughter's graduating next year, and I will have expenses like senior pictures, cap and gown. And then depending on what she decides to do for college, we could have dorms set up, that type of thing. Contacts, we refill that prescription every 6 months for my daughter, and that's, I'm just putting in $10 a month. On to my regular bills. My rent is $1,050. Some may think that's really high. Some may think that's really low. That's actually considered low rent for where I live. We live in a farmhouse. It's old, it's drafty, but I have an amazing landlord. We love where we live. We've been here for about 9 years, and she's only raised the rent once in the whole time we've lived here. So I will take it. But I will say, if you live in an area with $500 a month rent or less, I'm a little jealous. My Cascade natural gas is my heat, and then BGS Energy is our electric. These two are on a budget payment plan, so the cost stays the same every month. AT&T is our cell phone, $355.89. My two oldest children do pay for a good portion of this for their cell phone plan installments and their portion of the just base bill. I include that in my income. I just put this in here because if for some reason they're not able to give me their portion or get it to me on time, or I don't catch up with them to get it, I am responsible for the bill, so I just consider the whole thing a debt. Comcast is our phone, internet, and cable. This is for some diehard Dave Ramsey fans would say, get rid of the home phone, get rid of the cable, get rid of the internet. You don't need any of it. But we do. I'm required to have a home phone for my parenting plan with my ex-husband. High-speed internet, my kids do need that for schoolwork. We do not live in an area where they can just walk somewhere to use internet. We live very rural. And with Comcast, it's actually cheaper to have 3 services than 2, so we have cable. We keep our bill down. Our garbage is due quarterly. It is due this month, $69.63. Our Netflix is $11.95. I have Netflix. We actually use that a lot. We don't have cable in all the rooms in our house, and we use Netflix when we're on the go a lot. And Dollar Shave Club and Cricket memberships are on hold right now. My iCloud storage is 99 cents. My gym membership is $21.69, and Spotify is $16.17. The Spotify was a Christmas gift for the kids. The family membership, so that's why that's in there. I average about $125 a month in gas, so that's what I have budgeted. Groceries are the big kicker for us. I've played with this budget. I've tried to get it down. Right now I'm trying to stick to $500, but I've gone over the past 2 months. We try to eat fairly healthy, but we don't shop fancy. We don't shop at expensive stores. We shop at Winco and Costco, which are our 2 cheapest options, and the bread outlet for our bread. But the cost of food has just gone up so much, and I'm feeding 2 teenagers, one who's very athletic and one who's a teenage boy, so they can go through the food. Restaurants, eating out, I have budgeted at $50. Our pet care, which is dog food, cat litter, and chicken feed, is budgeted at $60. I don't have anything set aside for clothing this month. Entertainment, $25. We use that if we're going to stop for ice cream or rent a Redbox movie, that type of thing. Health and beauty, personal care, that is any hair products, deodorant, haircuts, that type of thing. Household, $30 is any cleaning or paper products. Medical, this is just the cash, and I should mention these are cash envelopes that I use. So I pull this money out in cash, and once the cash is gone in those categories, we're done spending for that category. Theoretically. Doesn't always happen that way, but that is the plan. Medical, this is for co-pays. I keep this as separate than my sinking fund. My son has a prescription that has to be filled every month. The copay for that has been changing. It's been different every time, but I think it's at $11 now. So I just keep $15 in there. That will also cover any over-the-counter ibuprofen or Band-Aids, that type of thing. School expenses. This is to cover anything that comes up for school. If the kids come up and they need a new graphing notebook, or they have, my daughter's in a PE class right now that takes frequent field trips, and those are $6 a piece. So I have cash in there for that. My son is in 8th grade, and they take a big train ride trip to Seattle, because we're in Washington State. They take the train to Seattle and spend the day. It's a big 8th grade trip every year. That is $30, and that fee is due in March. The trip will be in April. And then miscellaneous is at $40. This is for anything that comes up that doesn't fall into any other category. Just gives me a place to put it. My auto insurance is $110. Renters is $17.50. I am going to be coming up for renewal of my policy in April. I use a local company that searches different insurances to find the best rate. I did just look at an insurance company through Costco, and it's giving me a way lower rate than what I'm paying now. So it's going to be interesting to see what they come back this year as the best rate. I'm also need to just double check my numbers I put in for the one at Costco to make sure I'm comparing apples to apples. Renter's insurance is $17.50. Navient is one of my student loan companies. This is multiple loans just rolled into one payment. They're all separate. I could pay each one individually, but I just make one auto payment a month to them. This is going to be going up in April. And this is a mix of my student loans and Parent Plus loans that I took out for my oldest daughter. She went to school to be a cosmetologist and barber. So that's that. And then AES was American Education Services. These are some of my student loans that are really old from like right after I graduated from high school. I made the mistake of putting them into deferment and not having to pay on them for years. I did never default on them, but the interest just grew and grew and grew on those. My car loan is $405.11. Need to hurry. I'm going to run out of time here. The kids each get $40 allowance every month. My son did some snow shoveling this last week, so I added an extra $10 to his. I did give myself $75 of spending money for March. It's my birthday month, and I am going on a weekend away with some friends. So I did give myself $75. It's my oldest son's birthday in March, and I'm giving him $100. I just give the kids each $100 for their birthdays. I do have a birthday, or the kids want to do birthday dinner for my birthday, so I set aside $50 for that. I have a random fee that's due next month, so that's $39. And then I have a dentist bill coming in for my one of the kids. I thought it was going to come in February, and I had it budgeted, but it never did come in, so I moved that over. I think this is what my portion is going to be. It's going to be somewhere right around there. So as you can see, it is an every dollar budget, which means I have every dollar of projected income budgeted somewhere. I've given every dollar a name. And that's the biggest thing, is making sure you've given your money every dollar a name, where it's going to go, what its purpose is, and that way you better control your spending. So I will check back in. I'm going to try to check in once a week with where we've spent money and how we're doing staying on track. I hope you've got your March budgets together. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'd love to have you subscribe. I know my channel's new, but I'm hoping to get it off the ground and looking forward to getting to know you all. Have a great day.